Hey folk, welcome back. So for today's video, we are finally going to be doing an unboxing review of the Bratz Fashion Pixies. So if you've been here for a while, you may recall that when we first got stock photos for these dolls, I was over the moon excited about them, just like ranting and raving and like thinking about them every night before bed. I could not wait for these dolls to come out. And bear in mind, I'm still very excited. I'm just like setting the picture for you. So I was super duper excited. I will say originally I did plan to buy all five, and I have at this point decided not to get Lena. I just like I don't think by any means that she's an ugly doll, and I might end up picking her up on sale. But I just figured with her, there are so many more adjustments that I wanted to make. Like I would want to give her some sort of arm accessory and redo the hair and potentially repaint her earrings. Like there was just a lot more work that I would want to put into Lena to make her like my perfect version of her. Whereas all of these girly pops, the most that I have to do is do their hair. So I did decide to skip on her for now. But yeah, eventually the links went up on Amazon. I think as the time of filming, they're popping in and out of stock on Amazon and Target in the US. I'm not sure internationally. And I don't think that they've yet been found in any stores. I could be wrong, but I don't think that they've been found like in person. But they were up on Amazon like a while ago. So I ordered them immediately. And they came in and the lips were not good. So unfortunately, we are starting this video off on a bit of a bummer. Out of the four dolls that we have here, Chloe was the only one to arrive with her lips like being printed on acceptably. Like the rest of the screening for me, I felt was okay on all of the other dolls, but the lips were so bad. The first Jade that I got, her teeth were like printed too high up, which it's not a huge thing, but it does look weird. And then Yasmin's mouth was literally tilted. And then poor Sasha, half her teeth were just missing. So that's not good. So these three dolls I had to return and then order replacements for, which is why it has taken so long to make this video, is because they've been popping in and out of stock. I was waiting for the replacements to arrive. So I do just need to say, like right off the bat, the quality control is certainly not great on these dolls. Like I said, for me, it's really just been the lips. I don't know why, like that's been the part that they can't seem to nail down, but it has been quite rough. So just bear in mind that if you are ordering online, there is the potential that you're going to have to try a couple times. And if you are less impatient than I am, I would say waiting until they come to a store, if that's a viable option for you, might be a good call, just so you can see them in person and save yourself the hassle, because that was really inconvenient. But with that less fun note out of the way, now we can go ahead and talk about the dolls. Prior to unboxing them, my like ranking for favorites is Jade is number one, then Chloe, then Yasmin, then Sasha. Nothing against Sasha. I still think she's very pretty. I just like I love all of them, but I have to rank them at some point. I just wanted to like say that because I think it'll be interesting to see if after I unbox them, I would rank them the same. So you've, been able to kind of see them in box. I know the camera angle is like not necessarily perfect. So we'll pull them up a little bit for you and then also show you the art on the back of the box. I feel like Bratz art is like so inconsistent to me. Like sometimes it's super cute and other times it just feels like, I've said this before for sure. I think on the Scorchin review that I did, like I know that Bratz inherently have oversized heads. Okay, I get that. I like that about them. I just think that sometimes the art is so oversized that it's like not cute anymore. It's like a little bit ridiculous for me personally. That's obviously a subjective thing, but I think the art on these is really genuinely quite precious. Like I think they did a really good job with the art for these girlies. My last little one here. So that is them in the box. Last thing we have to do before we can dig into them, like I have been dying to do for quite literally months at this point, is we have to go through my rubric for all four of these girls. Spoiler alert, they all got pretty high scores. So starting off with Chloe, she got a 4 for emotion, a 4 for need to customize, because I do think I might play with her hair a little bit. I don't know if I'm like gonna keep her with the factory standard hair. Quality, she got a 5, same for number of pieces I like, and then uniqueness, she got a 4, because like obviously Bratz does these like main four girls all the time. So Chloe as a character is not unique to my collection, but I do feel like this outfit is quite unique to my collection. So that give her a total score of 22 out of 25 possible points. So good purchase. Then moving on to Yasmin, she gets a 4 for emotion, a 5 for need to customize. I'm gonna wash her hair because I'm like irritating like that. Like I have to wash all my doll hair, but I really don't have any intention of restyling it. She gets a 5 for quality as well as number of pieces I like, and then a 4 for uniqueness for the same reasons as Chloe. So she gets a 22 as well. Is that correct? She gets a 23. Sorry, I'm bad at math sometimes. Then moving on to Sasha, she gets a 4 for emotion. She gets a 4 for need to customize because, again, I think I'm going to do something with her hair. I feel like I might put a few braids here and there in it. Quality, she gets a 5. Number of pieces I like, she gets a 5. Uniqueness, she does only get a 3 just because, like, while I clearly love her outfit, like, she got a 5, a number of pieces I like. I do think that for the collection that I have, it's just not quite as unique an outfit. That is not to say that it's ugly. I spent my money on her technically twice. I mean, I got a refund for the first one, but I was determined to have this doll. So like, it's not a bad score. It's just I don't think that she stands out quite as much as the others for me. So she gets a score of 21. And then lastly, we have Jade. Jade gets a 4 for emotion, a 4 for need to customize. Again, I feel like I'm going to play with her hair a little bit. A 5 for quality, a 5 for number of pieces I like, and a 4 for uniqueness. So she ends up getting a 22. Sorry. Like the math is genuinely like on the fly. I think it's because I'm in front of the camera. I like get so anxious and then I get it wrong. But she gets a 22. So all of them were clearly pretty solid purchases there, pretty high scores considering the highest score is a 25. But I think that's finally everything that we have to say for the intro. So now I get to dig into these girls. Literally, some of them have been waiting for so long, like so many weeks. So I'm very excited to get to do that. So I'm going to unbox them all off camera, and then I will be right back with you guys to look at each of them and discuss their quality and what they come with and everything, and hopefully have a wonderful time doing so. So I will see y'all in a moment. Okay, I finally managed to get everyone unboxed. When I tell you that was a process, like that was genuinely maybe the most difficult time I've had unboxing a doll since whenever the last time I unboxed a Rainbow High doll was. I feel like Rainbow High dolls, at least for me, are just like weirdly difficult to unbox. These were a pain in my ass. So we will talk about that. But we're going to go ahead and discuss them all in like ascending favorite order for like what my favorites are, again, based off of stock photos and them in the box. And then at the end, we'll see if that's still true. So that means that we're going to be starting off with Sasha. And I do just want to highlight with her some of the issues with the packaging, because like you have normal doll packaging that like you sort of expect to see in every doll package. For example, every like doll package I get, I'm like, oh, there's a rubber band around the waist that's holding the doll in, because that's just like a common thing that you see. And then there's some things that are less common, but like they still do happen, but they're just aggravating. So like she had little baby tea ties in her pants, and like thankfully it doesn't seem like mine have really any holes from those tea ties, but that is such a risk. Those little ones get so messed up, and we'll talk about it a little bit more when we get to Jade. But the fabric of her sleeves also had tea ties, and her sleeves were not quite so lucky as Sasha's pants. Also with Sasha, her earrings were rubber banded to the wings. For what reason? Why are we doing that? Like, there was just a lot of tea ties and a lot of bands and everything. And like, I understand you want the doll to be secure in the box, but let's be honest, that was unnecessary. So I did just need to rant about that for a second. Now, before we get into Sasha's gorgeous, gorgeous face, because good lord, she has an amazing face, I do want to talk about the wings real quick, because the wings are like the same for all of them as far as mechanism. They're just different colors. They're even the exact same shape, I think. Yeah, I'm not crazy. So they do clip onto Sasha's waist, and then they have like a bar that goes up that, you know, then makes them sit at where you would expect fairy wings to be sitting. But they are removable. So if you don't want your fashion pixies to be pixies, that's okay. They can just be fashion, which I do think is like a nice inclusion. I'm someone who is obsessed with fairies and mermaids, so I want mine to be fairies. But I do like that for people who may not share the same like aesthetic as me, if you like the outfit, you don't have to have the fairy wings if that's not for you, or if they're too bulky for your display, or whatever the case may be. Now, the downside is that because her waist is already clipped with the wings, a normal stand is going to be tricky. I don't really know how I'm going to handle that. Probably what I'm going to do is the same thing that I do for my G3 Draculaura's, where I'll just move the waist clip of a stand down to like hug their thigh. That really seems like the only thing I can do because I don't have any saddle stands, and also I don't, I don't want to go out of my way to buy saddle stands because I don't use them unless they're included with dolls. Like that's just not like the type of stand that I pay extra money for, and I don't want to start now. So yeah, there's a little bit of a stand issue there, but I do ooh, she's tangled. There we go. I do like the wings. Now the one other thing that I did want to show y'all with the wings, I think it's yes, this way. So this unclips entirely, and then you just have the wings. And then each doll comes with one of these little like pieces of plastic that is meant to be a ring band. Now these are meant for kids, but I have teeny little fingers, so I can actually get it on my ring finger or the pinkies. That's easy on the pinky. I'm not going to show you all of these because I'm not going to be wearing these wings as rings. Wow, that is a hazard for my speech. But I do want to just show you once how it just like clicks in, and then you have this super audacious ring. Wait. It is kind of fun. I can't even lie. Hold on. It's hilariously impractical. But something about having like such an enormous ring, I do think is like kind of funny. I'm still not going to wear them because like that's just too much for me. I feel like if I actually wanted to wear this, I would get overstimulated because I'd be trying to do stuff and I'd be like having this on there. But just on camera, it is kind of fun and flashy. But that's the like play gimmick with these is that the wings also become rings, and it's designed more with children in mind, obviously with the size of the ring. That was pretty obvious, but I do think it's a nice little thing for kids. Like I think it's a cute addition to the way that these were executed. Last thing before we get to talk about Sasha proper, god, there's just so much to say. I just have so many feelings, you guys. We should talk about her bag. I think I'm going to rank the bags separately because I have very different feelings about the bags than about the dolls. I love this. I love this so much. I love the colors of green and purple that they chose. Like the shimmer to this purple, it's like, oh god, it's such a slight, almost like very, very light metallic. It's so pretty, and just the shape of the flower and the little drops coming down. It's so gorgeous. It doesn't like open or anything, but it's so cutie patootie. But it's even cutier patootier. Is that the right way to say that? Is Sasha herself. Her face is just unreal to me. Like the reason she's my fourth place as of right now is really and truly because of the outfit. The face is phenomenal. This metallic purple under her eye, the shimmer green on her upper eyelid, like she is so beyond stunning to me. Like I'm trying to figure out something else to say and I just can't because she's just so pretty for absolutely no reason. Her hair is like all gelled in the end, and so it keeps getting stuck on her hands and her wings and stuff. But yeah, the face, incredible. She does have this brown hair blend that I think is all just one color. It's a little, that's a little rough. I mean, even just having her like this, she does have part of it up, but I feel like you can still sort of tell just from the video, just from like how much hair I'm grabbing. She's definitely a little bit thinly rooted. Like, it's not the worst ever. Like, I'm not, unless I pull the ponytail up, I'm not out and out seeing bald spots, but it's definitely a teeny bit thin for my taste. Like, I don't want it too much bulkier than this because then it gets like too crazy bulky and you can't really do anything with it. But I think just a couple of extra plugs would have been beneficial. Bright side is it's extremely soft where it's not full of gel. Like she desperately needs a wash. For her accessories, she's got these big fat hoop earrings that are sort of like vines. It's giving very Venus McFlytrap from Monster High. I feel like that would be good for her too. And also very much like Venus, she's got like a little wrapped vine bracelet going on, which is super duper cute. Like even though we have seen sort of similar things from Monster High before, I feel like it's really fun and cute to see on Bratz. And that of course brings us down to her outfit, which like you'd think wouldn't quite match to me, but somehow it does. I don't know. The top, I love these different like colors of netting going down the top. I just think that's really nice. And it does continue onto the back. We know not every brand will give us that. Not every brand will give us that. But Bratz is doing it for these. And I do think that that's just like a nice small detail. I like the cut for her shirt, how it's like a little bit of a higher neck there and this little flower in the middle. It's got 2 layers of petals and then a bead sewn in. And it's just like, it's just so, so cute. But pants, her pants, I think, are just a little bit better in my mind. Listen, I have never really been one for the skirts over pants thing. It was a trend when I was younger, and it's like becoming a trend again now. And if you love it, that is fab. Like, I'm so happy for you. It's never really been my thing. However, I do think that this, where it's like a skirt sewn onto the pant, and it's such a mini skirt that it's like more of a ruffle than a skirt, you know what I'm saying? I kind of get it now. I kind of get it now. She's converted me. She's got this super cool holographic belt, which, like, I mean, it reflects rainbows. How am I not gonna like that? The belt does go through the belt loops proper, but it is sewn together in the back, so you can't remove the belt, but it is like a separate piece of fabric, which again, like, even though functionally it's all one piece of fabric, detail wise, it looks significantly nicer to have the belt loops going over it. Like it just looks much more quality. So I really, really love that. And then she's got these gorgeous flares on her pants with these slits up like just below her knee. I think this is so fun. I am a sucker for a good flare pant. I haven't worn flared pants in like well over a decade. Maybe I should try on a pair and see what happens. But then that would mean I have to try on pants. Anyway, this video is not about me. I do think these are just so, so gorgeous. I don't know if this was like a functional necessity because they have the slit. So they have like the finished edge here and then the finished edge here, and then they have to meet in the middle. But the dual line of stitching down her thighs, I hope the glare is like not making it difficult. Her pants are quite shiny satiny. But I think whether or not that was a necessity or a design choice, it looks really, really cool. And yeah, the back is just a little bit plainer. And then shoes. Now, another thing I've never been a fan of, but I'm forgiving for Bratz. Like, I don't know if any of y'all feel this way. Any of you Bratz fans out there feel this way. I feel like Bratz can just get away with shit that I would never like on another doll. Like, if you handed me like, even a Monster High doll with pointy heels like this, like pointy little, like, kitteny heels, I'd be questioning. But with Bratz, I'm just like, yeah, of course that's there. Why wouldn't it be? So I just think that's like funny because this is not my style at all, but I feel like it does work for them. I will say because the heels are such a thin plastic, you can sort of see instead of standing upright, they're curved in a little bit. That's not something that is going to bother me significantly, but I understand that different things bother different people. And like, if that pisses you off, you're valid for that. So just do be aware. We do have a little bit of a paint issue here. I do think the shape of these is fascinating because it's almost like, okay, I'm going to show you the toe. There is an issue. We'll address it momentarily. I do think that this concept of like the toe being so far back from the point and like it being open toed, sort of, it almost is reminiscent of like if you wrapped a leaf around a foot. And I really, really vibe with that for a Fashion Pixies line. However, if I can get close enough, hopefully you can see that. There is a lot of spillover where her toe paint is on the shoe paint. Like there's a lot of brown where it should be green. So don't love that. It's better than her teeth being missing. But yeah, just the quality control on these it seems unfortunately not super duper, at least for these early batches. I know MGA, like overall, not just like Bratz, but MGA in totality has had lines where they've had a really bad quality control. Rainbow High Series 4 is the first one that comes to mind. where those dolls were just so bad the first run, and they did improve as time went on and as new batches came out. So if you're really concerned about the quality, I would say go ahead and wait on these for a little bit, and like so maybe you can get a later batch that might have better quality control. Um, it's not like it's still worth it to me. I'll just go in and I'll like repaint it a little bit. It's kind of asinine, but again, for me, I'm willing to do it because I needed these dolls immediately. But I completely understand if that's not the case for any of you all. But that is going to be it for Sasha. Finally, I feel like I talked forever. Okay, let me just drop her wings. That's fine. But we're going to go ahead and turn her around. And now we're going to take a look at Miss Yasmin. So the wing situation is, again, identical. It's just different colors. It's very cute still. I do think it's quite nice. I'm not really miffed that they used the same wing pattern, like, because I think it's a quite pretty wing pattern. I think it's pretty fun because it's like definitely giving fairy, but it's a little bit edgier than a lot of fairy wings, so I really like it. If this was an ugly wing pattern, I would be mad that they all have the same one. But since I think it's pretty, it doesn't really bother me. She does have her hair just down, which very cute. Like I said, I'm going to have to wash it because there's a little bit of gel, but like I think it'd be nice to have them have different levels of like up versus down hair, and I think that I'm going to keep Yasmin with her hair down, even though it is a little bit inconvenient with her wings. How is her rooting? Ooh, I'm not. Well, hold on. Oh, oh, oh. There's definitely some spots. I think it's a little bit better than Sasha's. It's not horrific. It's a little rough, like right up here. I just feel like, although that could be the gel and how it's making the hair sit. So not as bad as Sasha's. We'll at least give her that. This is me realizing I forgot to show you her bag. This was her bag. I think this was her bag. I deadass forgot. Oh my god. I got hers and Jade's mixed up, but I'm like 99% sure this is her bag. Am I wrong? Wait. Guys, the pictures on the box don't say. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna have to check my old footage. Well, good thing I checked because I was in fact wrong. This is Yasmin's bag. I do think this one's very, very cute. It's like the least naturey out of all of them, but it still works for me. Like the colors I think are pretty, and I just like that it's like a gathered pouch. Something about that is quite fun for me. I don't know what it is, but I do like that. Now we can get back to Yasmin. Face also gorgeous. Not quite as pretty as Sasha's. I'm so sorry to say. She's still gorge though. I feel like her teeth are a little bit high up, but I was not going for round 3, y'all. Like, I was not gonna do this another time. I just love the blue for her. Like, that little hint of blue on her eyes, I feel like it pops so hard. She only has one earring. Love the asymmetry there. I am a sucker for asymmetry. And it's just like these loops of beads and like these dangles of beads. However, she doesn't even have an earring hole on the other side, and I gotta be real, that pisses me off. That, no. Like, I get having just one earring, and I even understand that, like, having just a hole in the other ear might look a little bit weird, but what if I want to switch it to the other side? Or what if I want to change her earrings out and I want to give her 2? Now I'm gonna have to poke a hole in her head. Those things aren't true for me, but they will be true for some people, and, like, it's just a little bit aggravating. Let me know what you guys feel about that, because, like, am I crazy? Am I crazy for wanting just like a hole in her ear? I don't know. Moving on down to the top though, this is very cute. It's like a multi-layered flower, a little bit bigger than Sasha's was. There is a bead in the middle, but mostly what you see from the front is thread. So like that was kind of beaded a little bit oddly. I'm trying to see if I can sort of twist it because I want to see the bead. It's a really pretty like red. But yeah, mostly you just see the stitching. The petals though are quite nice, and the fabric underneath does feel rather quality and quite thick, like velcros on the neck as well as around the chest area. The pants are my favorite part for her. I love these. I honestly high-key hated these. When we first saw the stock photo, I was like, what are they doing? And then the more I stared at them, I was like, hold on, they kind of popped off with that. I was super duper wrong. Something about these is just so fun. Like, they're just so different. and interesting, and I like them a lot. I can't deny it doesn't hurt that they're shiny, but also I just love the flow around the knee. They're just they're really solid. I'm vibing with this. And then she's got her pink heels that also have like a little bit of the toe being longer, but not the paint problem that Sasha had. She's got flowers on hers and then little bows on the back. That's crazy that I can just rotate her foot like that. But yeah, little bows on the back. Whoa, holy painted detail issue there. Yikes. That's a big overflow on that bow. So yeah, just some of the painting is a little iffy, but she cute though. Now we are on to Chloe. So right off the bat, I have to say you guys have been, not like literally you guys, but just people on the internet, okay? Like, and I'm also not being serious. I'm just kind of being funny. Y'all have been bullying the shit out of my girl Chloe. I cannot lie. First, the lips. Okay, we're just gonna jump right on into it. Some of y'all hate the concealer lips, and that's fine. Again, I'm just being silly goofy when I'm like, you're bullying her. You don't have to like it. It's a doll. You can't actually hurt her feelings. And like, not liking makeup is a perfectly valid reason to not like a doll. You know, like, I don't think that that's a problematic thing to say or anything like that. I think it looks good though, as someone who does, like, my favorite lipstick is one that is quite pale on me. Like, it's not quite concealer pale like this, but it is very, very pale on me. And it's my favorite lipstick. It goes with everything I put on. Like, I have to talk myself into using other lipsticks because it literally just matches with everything. I love it so much. So I'm just a defender of her concealer lips. We are going to talk about the rest of her face, but the other thing that I need to address is that everyone is saying that her wings look like piss. And I know just because it's semi-transparent and yellow does not mean that it's piss. Frankly, I don't know what's going on with y'all. Maybe you need to hydrate more, but that is not what mine looks like. I should edit that out. That was an insane thing to say on camera. But I don't like, I just see yellow transparent. Like, I don't immediately go, that's piss. That's crazy. Unfortunately, I did tell my husband Tony, I was like, oh, look at this doll that I got. Like, when she arrived, I showed him her in the box and I was like, yeah, it's super sad because everyone says that her wings look like piss. And he just stared at me. He's like, yeah, that's piss. So, Chloe, I'll be the only one who loves your yellow wings. I genuinely think they're really pretty, but like, I also do love yellow. I mean, I wore yellow today, so maybe I'm just biased, but I feel so bad that that's what she's going down in history for, is the piss wing. Anyway, though, the hair, unbelievably soft. This is some of the softest. I just choked on nothing. Hello? This is some of the softest doll hair I have quite literally ever touched. This is so nice. There's a few pieces that have gel, but the feel is so, oh my gosh, it's so soft. I'm not going to check her hair just because I'm not 100% certain on what I want to do with her hair yet, and I don't want to take this style down only to be like, oh shoot, I kind of miss it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. We'll check Jade, so we'll end up checking 3 out of 4. I feel like that's reasonable of me. As far as her earrings go, I forgot her bag too. What is happening to me? I'll get there after the earrings. The earrings are these like gold metallic little tulips, or like lily of the valleys maybe, because they have that sort of bell shape. It's very, very pretty. I love that for her. And I do really, really like getting into the bag. So she has this butterfly bag that is just a solid gold, which like is slightly disappointing that there's no painted detail. But the reason I bring it up now, it's butterfly, it's cute, is that I like that it matches her earrings. I like that she's got gold earrings and a gold bag. I just think that's really nice that they like tied that in so it didn't feel completely off the cuff. Her shirt is maybe my favorite. I love this shirt. I want this top. I could make this top. I could make this top. I've recently discovered the power of sewing and that I'm not entirely ass at it. And now my brain is just like, oh my God, think of all the things you could do. I want this top. It is so, so gorgeous. I love the flowy, like ruffly bits down here and just that peekaboo of stomach is so good. Did I forget to talk about her eyes? I think I did. Y'all, I'm really sorry. I'm a little bit scatterbrained today. We're doing our best here. Oh my Lord. Oh my Lord. We're gonna have to rank these dolls on like so many different metrics because I kind of want to rank them on their faces now too. This is so the eyes, metallic blue, the hint of green. I just like, you know, cuteness aggression when you see something really cute, like a little puppy or like a kitten, and you kind of just want to squeeze it. Like you don't because you don't want to hurt them, but you have that urge. I want to like, I get that sometimes, but I want to like bite things. I'm getting, I'm weird today. I want to like bite her face because I just love the makeup so much. We're gonna move on because I'm embarrassing myself. Pants. Her pants would be just like a basic pair of Bratz jeans, just like denim. Nothing to write home about except for the fact that like Bratz does denim the way that no other brand does denim. But they did add a little flower at like the top of her thigh. Admittedly, an interesting place, but it works for me. And then little ribbons crisscrossing around. And I do think that that just gives it that needed flair. I also think it's really fun just because it does match her shirt so perfectly. So it kind of feels like the shirt is like cascading into the bottoms. I don't know if that makes sense, but I am like very into it. I stumbled over my words hardcore there. Shoe wise, hers are the worst for me for the bending. It's pretty bad, but like, just put her pants down and you'll never know. But they're all blue and they just have like a multitude of little flowers on there. They are like a two-tone blue. I don't know if that's coming up super well on camera, but the toe is darker than like this piece up here, which I think is a nice little bit of differentiation. And then on the back, there's just like a little strap there. So quite cute. She is also wearing closed-toed shoes, and that's the first time in this video that we've looked at the closed-toed shoes. So super duper solid. Jade, it's your turn. It's the last one. Hold on. I'm going to remember to do her bag first. This is Jade's bag. I got it right this time. It is like sort of a mishmash of like the floral, but also this sort of gathered element, which I think is very, very interesting. It also does have painted detail on both sides, which is super, super lovely to get to see. Very happy with that one. But Miss Jade, y'all, I just love her. Like the makeup goes so crazy. The red bottom eyelashes. Good Lord, I love that. We have discussed the red lip on Jade many a times on this channel at this point, it feels like. So I'm not going to go super in depth with it, except to say I get why people are tired. However, it always looks good on her. So I personally can't really complain. I feel like the teeth are also misplaced on this one. But again, like I wasn't going to do it a third time, especially with Jade. Jade has been the one that has been like the hardest to keep in stock, it seems. Like Amazon took forever to send my replacement, like genuinely over a month to send my replacement. So for her especially, I was not messing around. She's got these red wings, which I just think is such a nice contrast with the pink of her shirt. To check the hair, why did I say it like that? Hair. Oh, I feel like she's kind of popping. Yeah, she's definitely pretty good. So, I mean, I know I didn't check Chloe, but out of the ones we checked, Jade definitely has the most hair. Sasha definitely has the least hair. Then we get to her shirt, which, like, is unbelievably gorgeous and detailed and just, like, so, so good. We have, like, ties and flowers and this, I don't know what this is technically called because it's not embroidery. Is this like a brocade fabric? Please let me know in the comments. I would like to get better with terms like this. There's even like a hint of this sheer fabric at her collar. Like the detail is unreal. Unfortunately, MGA really said, let's ruin that with our packaging. Because she had not one, but two tea-ties in each of these flowy sleeves. So now I have holes in my flowy sleeves. Oh, you can still see the tea-tie in this one. Haha, I didn't even fully get it out. Shit. I feel like whenever it gets stuck like this, that's how you know it's bad. And I'm just, this is going to be, yep, man. So yeah, we got some rips. And it's just like, there's no way to poke a hole in this fabric with like plastic. Like you know, I understand when you sew it, there's going to be needles in it and stuff like that. But there's no way to put a plastic hole or a hole in this fabric and then fill it with plastic and then put it in a box where it is going to wiggle ever so slightly. And also, as you take the doll out, it's going to wiggle. You're never not going to get this hole. Like, if you manage to not have any tears, you're magic, and I need you to come unbox every doll I have because that's wild. But 99% of people are going to end up with holes in these. And it's so aggravating because it's like there's absolutely no reason for y'all to be doing that and ruining your own product. So that is aggravating to say the least. I'm trying to like be chill about it. It's not like Bratz is the only brand that does this. It's something I hate so much. Like, it is one thing to put a tea tie through a super thick fabric that okay, this denim, it still might leave a hole, but it's going to be way, way less noticeable, you know? Like, it's just a sturdier fabric. But to have this like light, airy, gauzy fabric, and you're going to stick a hole in it for packaging purposes, especially on a playline doll. Like, I understand there are still people who do keep their playline dolls in box. And so like it keeps the sleeves looking super nice, but they're not tea-tied right now. And they still look nice. So clearly it wouldn't impact in-box collectors to not do this. And everyone who takes the doll out of box, which I would argue is more people when you're talking about a playline doll, because it's some adult collectors and also kids. It's just, I'm going to stop ranting. Y'all get it. The earrings, I will say, I think are my least favorite part. I wish they were this green color. I just think she would have done better with another pop of green that's not her eyes. So I just kind of wish that those were that green because I think that would have tied in a smidge better. But speaking of the green, these little like bubbly bloomer shorts, thank you. I love bloomers. I think they're so cute. Like the ones that are specifically supposed to be worn as like outerwear, as shorts, not like bloomers you wear under a skirt. Those, you know, like those serve a purpose. Those can be cute too. But I'm specifically really, really into bloomers as shorts. I just think it's such a fun, like cutesy little thing to do. And I got so excited when we got Cupid from Monster High because her description said she was supposed to wear bloomers. And she sort of is, but it's a bloomer romper with a hideous print. Thank you. Thank you, Bratz, for giving me the bloomer shorts that I wanted. Like, they're just so bubbly and cute with a little ruffle. And we have like almost a iridescent, like sort of snakeskin pink on the belt. I love it. I love her so much. And then these are her shoes. So there's like really not a floral motif on these. And they have these little like chunkier heels that have a heart cut out. That is adorable. That is genuinely, it's just so precious. So let me turn all of these girlies around, which is going to be sort of hard to do with. The wings definitely get in the way here. This is going to be interesting when I have to move them to a shelf. So bag ranking, 4th place goes to Chloe. It's not bad, but I definitely think it's just a little bit less exciting than the others. Then we have Jade's. I do think it's a solid bag. I just like the other two more. I think the reason I like Yasmin's better is because I like the green color. I really am vibing with that, like bright green like that. And then on top is Sasha. This bag is insane. Like, to put it this way, I would have bought this doll on sale just to get this bag. I love this. So I'm happy that I like the doll too, because now she can wear it and it's gonna be wonderful. But like, I would have needed this bag regardless. When it comes to makeup, because we're doing that too now, oh god, they're so good. I think makeup wise, it goes Sasha, Chloe, Jade, Yasmin. I think that's what we're gonna go with. Because I think the colors on Jade's, like that green and purple, I feel like that's a hard blend to make look good, and it really looks good. Chloe's eyes are just so striking. I love the red. And then Yasmin's very pretty, but I just feel like she stands out a little bit less. Do I do the outfits separate from the overall dolls? Is that like asinine? You guys can skip it if you hate it. No, because I think that plays too much in. So we'll just rank the dolls. I do think my ranking has changed. I do. I think my ranking has changed. I think Chloe's on top. Piss Girl's on top. Sorry. Oh God. This is so hard. I think now it goes Chloe, Jade. Overall. Sasha, Yasmin. I think that's how it's switched up now. Honestly, I love all of these. That being said, there are a lot of like least favorite things that I can call out. Most important is again the quality control. I know I've harped on that a lot, but like that's sort of a big deal, especially the stuff on the face. Like the shoes, that's not great. But when the face of your doll is like one of the most important parts, and if you are consistently messing up the face, that's not great, especially for Bratz to mess up the lips. Like the lips are some of the most iconic Bratz imagery, right? Like the lip phone was a thing back in the original run of Bratz. The lips are so essential to get correct. And so the fact that they're having so much trouble with it, not great for me. So quality control is definitely the worst part. And then I think the rooting and the packaging, God, like those things are so bad. That being said, I do think it is a testament to how good these dolls are that I still have so much praise for them despite those three things. Because realistically, those are pretty big deals. The rooting is like not that horrific. We can kind of take that one off the table. But the packaging damaging at least two of the dolls, technically, like I got lucky with my Sasha. But I feel like other people are definitely going to have holes in her pants. The packaging being an issue and then the quality control, those are big problems, right? Those aren't like little teensy issues. That's not like a minor flaw in my opinion. So I think it just is a testament again to how good these dolls are that I'm still obsessed with them. Because if you've been following me for a while, you'll know there have been dolls that I bought that I was ecstatic to get. Like in the box, I was just over the moon. And then I opened them up and I'm like, oh shit, this is not what I was hoping for. And like this didn't hold up the same way. But that's really not happening here. Like there are still things that I'm disappointed about, but my primary emotion is still, oh my God, I'm so happy I finally have these in my collection. And I'm so happy that they look so good and they're so cool and just unique to me. So there's definitely not so great points, but I do think overall they're really, really incredible. If I have to pick a favorite thing, it is simply the fashions. I think the fashions for these are so unique and so fun and so well executed. Like outside of the packaging. But all of like the fabrics and everything I think work really, really well and they feel like they're nice quality and there's so many nice details. So I think that is absolutely the best part, with the faces being a close second. But I think that's finally everything I have to say. I shudder to think about how long this video is going to be because I really truly could not shut my mouth. But that's what you come here for, right? Right? But yeah, I'm finally done talking. It is finally y'all's turn. I would love to hear you sound off in the comments down below. If you also have these, have you also encountered the issues with the packaging and with the screenings specifically being off as far as like the quality? Or is that, do I just have like the worst luck literally ever? Who's your favorite? Who's your least favorite? I want to hear it all. Because like, obviously I've said it all for me. And now I want to hear everything from you guys. But yeah, I do hope you guys were able to enjoy all of my thoughts and my rambling. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night, whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.